Is it working? Hey, this is Rodney Ho with AJC.com. I'm here with Spike Lee at Spelman College. He is here screening his upcoming TV version of She's Gotta Have It, which comes out on Thanksgiving, I think. Is that right?
Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix.
Thanksgiving, all 10 episodes.
That's right, right. Or is it on Thanksgiving, actually, or the day after, something like that?
On Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving, so it's going to be a big, like, holiday binge watching. That's right after turkey, right? So we can sit down and watch
Maybe
it.
before. Depending upon the cook. And how long you cook the turkey.
That's right. Was this supposed to be on Showtime at one point? I was going back and reading. It's like there was some talks with them. Or?
They were, you know, look, you got to go with the people who believe in you, and I'm very grateful that Netflix gave us the green light.
It's wonderful. And why is this the right time to revisit She's Gotta Have It?
Well, it wasn't my deal. It was my wife's idea. Tying Lewis Leah, and she had the vision. I did not have it. That was like, I did already. But you said, you know, you should think about, you know, bringing this back, making it contemporary today, the way we're living today, and we ran with it. And as I said before, we're very grateful that Netflix stepped up.
Have you actually did you watch the original one again, or you pretty much knew it already? Did you even need to?
Of all my films, that's the one I watched the least, but I did have to watch it. You know, when my wife Tanya told me, said that you know, we should try to do it. As a series.
What feelings went through your head as you were watching something you did so long ago?
I just saw all the mistakes of a very young film. That was my first film.
Oh, sure.
First feature film.
12 days, $175,000. You're talking shoestring budget too. I mean, in time.
Yeah, two 6-day weeks, 12 days. July 1st to.
You remember the days too?
July 1st, July 14th, 1985.
My wife and I, we just watched it again last night. We're like,
so good.
Yeah,
it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, and we couldn't believe, like, God, he did this thing in 12 days. I don't know how you managed to pull that off. That was a lot of
blood, sweat, and tears.
How do you think the film holds up 32 years later, just as a standalone film?
Yeah, we've improved on it.
Of course, I would hope so. What is it about the movie you think that will resonate as a TV series for the new generation, so to speak, or even the older generations?
Well, I think that there's something that, I mean, it's going to be intergenerational. They're going to be people who've never seen it.
Right.
You know, people who saw when it came out. So I think that, you know, we're very confident, you know, that, and we pray and hope that, you know, we get the audience that we need to come back for a second season.
What would your 29-year-old say to you today about doing that? Would he think you're just completely, crazy to redo it?
No, I mean, it's not crazy for my wife to suggest that. This is very good.
It didn't take a lot of argument on
No,
her end.
I mean, it was like, you're right. But I never thought about it, though.
In a weird way, it was in many ways ahead of its time, wasn't it, in terms of some of the issues it brought up, at least in terms of compared to what else was on film at that time in the mid-'80s?
I mean, people have said that.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, specifically the character of Nolan Dark.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with 5 hours of airtime instead of an hour 5.5 hours, what does that mean in terms of
a lot.
expanding
What people
actor?
Might not know, the original film was only 86 minutes. So we could really, spend a lot of time with Nola and get to know who she is, what it means to be a struggling artist living in gentrified Fort Greene, and you gotta have hustles. So she has 4 or 5 jobs just to pay the rent.
That's right. It was a little cheaper back. I think in 1985, 86. She said her rent was pretty cheap back then, but not so much anymore, right? If she's living today.
When we shot this film, is gentrification was not really.
It wasn't an issue back then.
It wasn't an issue back then.
Yeah. How much would a rental of that space be today? She never mentioned her rent in the mid-'80s, but I can't imagine it was that much. But
I mean, that's why Nolan Dark has 4 or 5 jobs.
Oh my goodness. How about the three? How did you redefine the three guys? You know.
Well, the hardest one for me was who was I going to cast? Is Mars Blackman.
Yes.
Because Mars Blackman has become an iconic character.
Yes.
Specifically because of the commercials.
Yes.
You wouldn't want to do it? Is that too much? Like
Say it again?
You wouldn't want to do it to reprise the role
I was
yourself?
too old.
No, you're not.
Too old to
you
play.
look
I mean,
the
Nolan
same.
was not going out with no 6-year-old guy.
No one can tell. No one can tell.
No, but what I did though, I knew that for me, with the exception of Nola Darling, played by wonderful actress Dewana Wise.
Yes.
The next hardest role.
She's relatively new on the scene, right?
Yeah. The next hardest role to cast is Morris Blackman. So in this rendition of, she's gonna have it. Morris is Afro-Boricua, which means he's black and Puerto Rican.
Okay.
And it's played by the great Anthony Ramos, who
He was in Hamilton.
yeah, he was in Hamilton. That's why I saw him. I saw Hamilton 8 times. And when I saw it right there, he has to play Morris Blackman.
That's so cool.
What was his reaction when you told him that you thought he'd make a good Morris Blackman? Was he taken aback, or was he just?
I don't think he saw the film. I don't think he knew what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
And you still wanted him.
I mean, I'm not gonna hold it against him. I mean, it was my benefit that he agreed to do it.
Absolutely. And how about James Overstreet's character?
Oh, we just had to find, you know, I mean, we have to recast the whole thing. It's a contemporary.
Of course, yeah.
You know, so we just had to find the best actors for those roles.
In terms of the characteristics of each of the, how different are you going to make them from the movie? Are they going to the general basics of their personalities?
There's some similarities, but everything we're adding more layers than we had in the original.
More time to do so. Right?
And more time to do so.
What was it like directing all 10? Was that your decision? You wanted to
Oh yeah,
do it all?
that was not for discussion.
What was it? Was that any different than directing a movie, except it's just more?
No, anybody that worked on the film, I told them that we're making cinema, not necessarily a TV show.
Okay. It just happens to be in.
Yeah, I mean, everybody told we have to take a cinematic approach to this.
Especially in this day and age on Netflix, where people literally do watch hours and hours in a row, so it's not as if they're watching it for 30 minutes and then wait a week. It's
Right.
not how people watch TV anymore.
Yeah, we definitely took that into account. That there's a thing called binging.
Yeah. So you
I've
didn't
done
need. So you didn't need like some sort of cliffhanger at the end of each 30 minutes, or some sort of way to close each 30 minutes.
That's not cinema.
No, that's TV. Yeah, this is not a Law and Order episodes here at all. Well, in 2014, I read you expressed regret about the rape scene in the original movie. I presume that type of that's not going to be a subject matter here, or are you going to?
I mean, we have. Women still be accosted on the street, but we won't be seeing a rape at all.
No. Will the lesbian character pop up again too, or you know?
Gotta see.
Oh, okay, you're going to keep some of it under wraps here. It's like
Can't tell you everything.
No, that is true. That is true.
He likes to know everything.
Of course, I'm a reporter. What do you expect? Yeah. So are there going to be new characters, like brand new characters that you wouldn't see in the original?
Yes, definitely so. We had the whole
Have to
world.
expand it, yeah.
The whole world's expanded. The whole world's expanded.
Will some of the scenes be shot outside of Brooklyn as well, or?
We ventured to Manhattan. We go across the river and lead the Republic of Brooklyn, New York.
That's nice. Well, I saw earlier this month New York had that contest where they picked 5 movies and people voted on which one they wanted to see for a day. And were you flattered to just be nominated? And what was your thoughts when you saw the 5 movies? And
Well, this thing came out of nowhere because they did not inform everybody. So I was happy that
Crooklyn got in.
and very more happy when Brooklyn won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see the other 4 movies?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Ang Lee was a classmate of mine in Morehouse. Excuse me, NYU.
NYU.
Yeah.
Oh my
The Wedding
gosh.
Banquet was a great movie, too. So
We were classmates. Ang Lee and I.
how do you feel about Crooklyn after 25 years on that particular movie?
Holds up.
It does.
Holds up very well. People love that film. Love it.
All your films hold up. I'm
She's
serious.
a fan, right? Can you tell?
Thank you.
Well, you're working with Jordan Peele on Black Klansman, which on the surface sounds like maybe you're redoing a Dave Chappelle skit, but it's actually a real thing, right? This is an actual
Based on
real
a real
story.
story.
And it seems like it's obvious it would intrigue you, but why did it intrigue you, the storyline?
Well, I really admire what Jordan did with the Get Out, and when he approached me, I was open to it.
What do you like about Jordan in terms of what he did to Get Out?
That film broke the mold.
It really did. Well, someone wrote on NSA recently dubbed, has Issa Rae inherited Spike Lee's legacy? Did you see this story at all? Or Do you think that's a? I'm going to pose that question to you. Has she inherited your legacy? Does that make any sense? Or?
Look, she's doing her thing. You know, I'm happy for her.
I'm sure you've watched Insecure. What do you think? What do you think of the show?
I like it.
Well, how do you think Trump has been handling the Puerto Rican disaster?
Disgraceful.
Hasn't been too.
I mean, see, he doesn't understand that there are different groups of different groups of Hispanic people. Puerto Ricans ain't Mexicans.
He did figure out they're on an island. He actually knows that Puerto Rico is on an island.
He doesn't know that. I mean, he should know about Puerto Rico. He's from New York, but I mean, it's not just Mexicans. You know, we're not trying to build a wall around Puerto Rico.
Can I say your 3-part series about Katrina was so beautiful?
Thank you.
Yes, no, it was so beautiful. So didn't I say if I got to ask him a question, it would be about Puerto Rico, given you had so much care and there was a lot of racism involved.
Well, here's my thing. I just wish that the man, just from his comments, I mean, in addition to everything else, but his comments today.
Oh, with the mayor? Against the mayor?
Yeah, where is his sympathy, empathy,
He has none.
love for...
Well, if he perceives he's being
human
attacked,
being.
he just bites back. It doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah, but it's not about him. It's just, you know...
In his mind it is. It's all about him.
People, the mayor is crying out for help. She said, people are dying.
Exactly.
So, you know, and another thing, I bet you the vast majority of American people don't even know that Puerto Ricans are American citizens.
Yeah, that's a little frightening right
Or
there.
even where Puerto Rico is.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Much less that it's an island.
Well,
Yes,
I
which is
believe that
sad.
because a large...
New York has a huge...
Americans who have a passport are a minority too, so that just makes sense to me.
I mean, there are a lot of Puerto Ricans in New York, right?
I say New Yorkers know Puerto Rico is part of America.
Where
There's
New
no
York?
way they don't know.
Bawikwa! Oh yeah, I mean...
Well, thank you so much,
I'm
Spike.
cool.
I hope the screening goes well.
Thank you.
And this is the first time you've actually shown any...
I showed it to my class last week.
Well, this is the first time instead of a public setting.
Right.
Yeah. Are you at all nervous about the reaction, or you're actually pretty confident this will...
No, I'll be all right.
You've been through so much, you're like, this is going to work, right?
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is Rodney Ho with AJC.com with Spike Lee here at Spelman.
Thank you.